for this valedictory ceremony of Toastmasters Youth Leadership in association with Winners Toastmasters Club. And I extend a warm welcome to Miss Vani and her team to today's program. From past few days, we've seen that Miss Vani has come to our school every day and worked on our children. And today, they've found their voice, they've built their confidence, and have turned into a better person, like better version of what they were. And all thanks to ma'am and her team for her expertise, for giving us her time and this dedication. So I think without any further delay, let's start with today's session.
Good afternoon all. Today's meeting will be our final meeting for our youth leadership program. I am delighted to welcome our coordinator of YLP, Ma'am Chetana. Let's begin the meeting on time. The YLP has let me conquer the fear of me speaking in a public gathering by grabbing everyone's attention and being the center of attraction. This program has also helped me improve my vocabulary and train me to speak confidently. A hearty thank you to all our Toastmasters for molding us into great speakers. On this happy thought, now I hand over the meeting to our dynamic president of our today's YLP session, who is Vineet. I am Ashi, your today's Sergeant at Arms.
Good afternoon, respected principal, teachers, Winners Toastmasters, and my dear friends. Today, 12th of February, we observe National Productivity Day. It reminds us that being productive means using our time and efforts wisely and doing our best in everything we do. As students, small habits like being productive, punctual, attentive, and responsible can make a big difference. Let's try to be more productive and positive each day. Now, I would take pride in calling the person, if you believe it or not, who one day just followed me to where I was going. A YLP club meeting was where I was going, and ended up joining YLP on the spot, and have worked so hard from that day onward that I have made him the master of the day, Dhruv. And with that, I open this meeting.
Good afternoon, respected teachers, dear trainers, and my fellow YLP participants. Welcome to today's YLP session. Our theme for the day is badminton, a game many of us enjoy and relate to. In badminton, success is not about brute force alone. It's about focus, footwork, timing, and strategy, qualities that define great speakers and leaders too. In my team, I have the grammarian, general evaluator, table topics master, timer, and aha counter. In badminton, even a small mistake in grip or posture can change the entire shot. In the same way, good language and correct grammar make our speech effective. Today, our grammarian Athav will listen carefully to how we use the words and good vocabulary. He will help us polish our speaking skills. As general evaluator, we have Shreyas Srinivas. Every badminton player improves with the guidance of a good coach. In our meeting, the general evaluator plays that role, observing the entire session and giving constructive feedbacks to help us improve. In badminton, timing is everything. A second too late and the shuttle is gone. Likewise, in Toastmasters, timed discipline helps us become effective speakers. So, our timer, Arnav, and Ritvik will ensure that each speaker stays within the allotted time and helps us respect the meeting schedule. In badminton, a smooth rally keeps the game interesting. Too many interruptions can break the flow. In badminton, similarly, in speaking, fillers like break the flow of our speech. Our R counter, Sri Hari, will keep track of these pauses and help us speak more smoothly and confidently. First, let me call upon the grammar to give us the word for the day. I call upon Athav, the grammar.
Good afternoon, everyone. As your grammarian, I am giving you the word for today. The word is strength. Strength means the quality of being strong, a quality someone has that helps them to overcome problems. Please use the word for the day in your speeches.
Now, let's begin with the prepared speeches. Our first speaker is Akshay, who will be evaluated by Sanjana. I request Sanjana to give us the objectives and timings of the speech.
The objective of the speech is to introduce oneself and give the audience information about your background, interest, and ambition. The time limits are 4, 5, and 6 minutes.
Akshay, do not judge a book by its cover. Do not judge a book by its cover, Akshay.
People may judge you by your appearance, but they can never define your worth. Good afternoon, Principal Ma'am, Coordinator Chetana Ma'am, winners Toastmasters, and my dear friends. Do you all know what it feels like to be bullied or teased for your physical appearance? I know. I have experienced it. Back home, my friends teased me too. But it did not hurt much. They were my friends, and I knew there was no malice behind it. But here, I truly felt a pinch. I was already getting adjusted to a new place and a new routine. On top of that, the comments on my body started really affecting me. I began worrying constantly about my weight. I was 80 kgs when I entered here. Hard to believe, right? I'm the only son of my parents who are both lawyers. Let me be honest. I have never won an argument with them, but at home, they made me feel nothing less than a prince. I was pampered, giving the freedom to choose what I want to do. Maybe they were too tired after a long day at work. Either way, life was good. But I knew my responsibilities well. I had to go to school on time, study well, and play a lot. During holidays, I would be often kept at home alone. I would play, sleep, watch TV, or go out and bicycle with my friends. Evenings were reserved for adventures. My friends and I would take our bicycles and bicycle endlessly until dark. Whenever I think of those unknown paths, scary streets, and wooded areas, it gives me a shiver. Thank God we never got lost. Our parents are lucky. They got their children back home safe every day. Another nice thing I wanted you all to know that whenever my parents would return home back, the house would be clean, the food would be ready. Yeah, I know how to cook. As a good boy, they could always rely on. I know, they are definitely going to miss me. After all, who is going to cook them those delicious dishes? Honestly, I missed it too. Being a good cook and no restrictions on my diet might have made me that 80 kg young boy. Then they thought it was time for me to become more serious about my studies. So they decided to send me to a hostel. At first, it was not that easy. Knowing myself, I tried to fix everything. I made friends, got adjusted to hostel life and school routine. But still, I had a challenge left. Face my weight and the teasing which came with it. One fine day, I decided to have one meal a day. Within few months, I lost more than 20 kgs. This journey taught me that necessary changes does not happen overnight. It happens when we take determined steps and be disciplined. And that, for me, had made all the difference. I am still the same boy, but stronger, more knowing myself and more comfortable.
Our second speaker for the day is Ahan. I request his evaluator Chavi to give the objectives of the speech and the timing.
The objective of the speech is to introduce oneself and give the audience information about your background, interest, and ambition. The time limits are 4, 5, and 6 minutes.
Now I request Ahan to come on the stage. Ahan, achievement. My incident from the past. My incident from the past, Ahan.
If I can look back at an injury from my childhood and smile, even you can look ahead at the challenges with courage. Pleasant morning, everyone. Today I would like to begin by asking you all a question. How many of you have had a fracture here? I guess many hands would go up, especially from the ones who have sports and outdoor games. But how many of you have had a skull fracture here? Today I would like to take you back from a day from my childhood, one which began with excitement and joy and ended up as a life-changing incident. It was a simple happy day. My favorite cousin had arrived at my home. She took me to a nearby shop. We bought our favorite chocolates, Sneakers. With my hands full of chocolates and my heart full of joy, we started walking back home. When we reached the main road, my sister carefully explained me how to cross the road. I listened closely and followed the exact same, but fate had other plans. Out of nowhere, a drunken bike rider came at full speed and crashed into me. I was in a great shock. I couldn't react much. For a split second, my only thoughts were, "Oh no, my chocolates." Then everything changed. I wasn't walking anymore. I was thrown into the air and across the road. When I hit the ground, my body was numb, but my mind was awake. I didn't feel the pain. The next moment, I saw my leg. The skin was completely peeled off, and my toenail was broken, blood oozing through them. Then I thought I was dead, and I was in heaven. Then I saw my cousin standing next to me. She was crying and shivering. She ran to her home and brought my mother to me. Then they took me to a nearby hospital. The doctor dressed my wounds up and cleaned them, but that was only the beginning. Soon my head started aching as if an elephant was sitting on it. Then I started vomiting continuously until I started throwing up blood. That's when my mother realized that I needed expert medical care. We started to go to Mysore, the nearby big city from a small town. We reached Columbia. It was a big hospital. From a boy from a small town, that place was overwhelming. Bright lights, people in scrubs, machines everywhere. Then hundreds of tests and scans were conducted on me. When the results came, I overheard doctors speaking to each other that I had 3 fractures in my body and 1 in my skull. Then when this news was informed to my father, who was in Singapore at that time, he arrived as immediately as possible. When he heard about the news, he couldn't react. He was also in a shock. Everyone tried to explain how serious my condition was, but there was confusion and commotion everywhere. Then came my 7th birthday, spent not at school, not with friends, but in the hospital bed. I still remember my parents holding back the tears, trying to make that day feels special for me. When in the middle of uncertainty and sadness, still when I think about of that day, I feel bad of what they had to go through. Then recovery was not easy. I was confined to a wheelchair almost for 6 months. Then I refused to ride my bicycle for many months. Even the thought of standing on the street sent shivers through my spine. After that, the lesson learned from the incident was, if once a child helplessly lie on a hospital bed can stand in front of you confidently and bravely, so can you stand in front of your challenges with courage. Thank you.
Now, the third speaker of the day is Shreyas Sandeep. He will be evaluated by Ruchika. I request Ruchika to give the objectives of the speech and the timing.
Introduce oneself and give the audience information about your background, interests, and ambitions. The time limits are 4, 5, and 6 minutes.
Shreyas, achievements. Achievements, Shreyas.
Good afternoon, dear teachers, my friends, and dear Toastmasters. Today, I would like to talk about achievements. Think about achievements. I would like to ask you a question. What would you think when I say achievements? Do you say medals, certificates, or trophies? It's none of the above actually. I used to think that too, but now I have realized it's something very important. The achievements is not only being about becoming the best, but becoming better in life. See, now I say not about marks, not about certificates, or not about trophies, but achievements are things that are no one noticed and no one applauded you for that, and you survived it. That is your greatest achievement. Yes, I am proud of my academic and achievements and the opportunities I had to participate in sports. Each of these moments taught me discipline, confidence, and the importance of effort. But I don't want to talk about the visible ones. I want to talk about the invisible ones. And those are your strengths. See, let me be honest with you. For me, everyone is ahead of me in marks or in anything else. Everyone has felt pressure from expectation, from comparison, and the fear of disappointing other people. At some point, we all asked ourselves, are we good enough for this? You are a human if you felt like that. As students, we were trained to chase marks, recognition, and so much more. An achievement for me is facing a subject that I felt hard doing, but I got good marks afterwards. An achievement for me is speaking up even when my heart is racing right now. An achievement for me is learning from failure instead of stepping back down. My top achievements are, I don't want to brag, but I got 74th rank in nationals, 17th in state, and 3 silver medals in table tennis thrice in a year. These are times where things didn't go according to plan. Results weren't perfect, but I never gave up. It felt easier when people around me said, let's learn together, let's do something together. They helped me do all these achievements that I achieved right now. A bad day can slow down, but it cannot decide your future. A result can judge a performance, but it can't judge your potential. What truly matters is not the fall, but what you choose to do after the fall. Another thing I've learned is achievements are never alone. They come along with something else, like your best friend. A teacher who believed in you, a parents who supported you, the friends who motivated you, and sometimes the people who doubted you to go further ahead in life. All the teachers here today, thank you for shaping not just our results but our character. A message to you all standing right here. If you feel your achievements are small, they are not. If you feel you're behind, you are not. If you feel you're lost, that's part of your growth. Every effort you make, every skill you learn, and every challenge you are building in your future, progress is still progress, even if it is slow. Thinking about the days no one saw, the days you studied when you were just tired, the days you studied and you were very sleepy, the days you kept going even if motivation was gone, the days you chose discipline over comfort. There's no applause and no appreciation. Because achievement is not just a race against others. It is a journey with yourself. Your pace is not a weakness. Your path is not a mistake. Toastmasters.
Our fourth speaker for the day is Nishchit. He will be evaluated by Shrestha. I request Shrestha to give the objectives and timings.
The objective of the speech is to introduce oneself and give the audience information about background, interest, and ambition. The time limit are 4, 5, and 6 minutes.
Nishchit. My autography Nishchit.
Siblings may share childhood, but they also share lifetime stories. A very good afternoon for you all, one and all present here. Toastmasters, my coordinator, and my dear friends. My parents, Shubhashweshwar and Priyanka, were blessed with second baby. But the happiest person in the family was not them, my brother, who jumped with joy at the arrival. This is what my parents lovingly told me as I grew up. We were named Nishchit and Sachit as most siblings' name. We had our share of fight, but they were not lasted more than few minutes. We were again with laughing, playing, and protecting each other. And then came a day which really changed my life. I lost in a crowded fair. My father's grip on my hand loosened and my hand fell. I was pushed here and there. Then, can you just imagine state of my brother's mind, who once jumped with joy? Then I understood that love does not reduce when it is shared, it multiplies. Now listen to my side of story and worries. I started scanning faces and praying to Lord. And then I saw a policeman standing. Then I remember my mother world. She told that if you are lost or troubled, inform to a policeman. I did it exactly. I told him that, and he took me to a room where some people were sitting with microphones. Now I know that it is called as help desk. I want to say that now you know that siblings may share childhood, but they also share lifetime stories. Thank you.
Now I request the timers, Ritvik and Arnav, to give the time taken by the speakers.
Akshay took 4 minutes 23 seconds. Ahan Darshan took 5 minutes 20 seconds. Shreyas Sandeep took 4 minutes 20 seconds. Nishchit took 2 minutes 55 seconds.
I now ask the audience to vote for the best speaker. Every speaker have qualified for their timings. Living Nishchit. Our first speaker is Akshay. Second is Ahan. Third, Shreyas. And fourth, Nishchit. The next segment of the meeting is table topics. Ashi, our table topics master, will keep us on toes because in badminton, as in table topics, you will never know where the shuttle is coming from. I request our table topics master to take on the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am back on stage with your table topics. Now, I'm going to be calling one of you on stage, and you'll have to speak about one topic each. First, I call upon Vineet. Vineet, your today's topic is, if animals could talk, what would they complain about?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back again. I didn't expect this. Okay, so my topic was, if animals could speak, what would they complain about? Now I'm imagining myself as a dog. What would I complain about? Stones being thrown at me, yes. Even I throw stones at dogs, I'm sorry. Throwing them out of the house, kicking them. They would complain about, why don't these people give me shelter? I'm not even asking for food. All I'm asking is for shelter. And they would complain about celebrating Diwali. A lot of cracker sounds, they won't get sleep at night. Other thing they're going to complain about is sanitation. They get to live in a very bad situation with really bad sanitation. So I think they would complain about that as well if they get the knowledge of speaking. That's it, I would like to conclude.
Thank you, Vineet. Now, I'd call upon someone else to talk about another topic. Next, I'll call upon Shreyas. Shreyas, your today's topic is, what is more important, talent or hard work?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shreyas. My topic is, what is more important, talent or hard work? I think both of them are important. See, talent is something that you can do by birth. Imagine you can do drawing very well, but if you don't work hard towards it, you have to practice daily, take advice from people. You have to take positively. You don't have to, complain about them. You have to take it positively, and you have to improve every day. That what makes you successful. And both are very crucial in life. You cannot do one without doing the other. You have to do both of them. And imagine you just do hard work. You just do something, but you don't know what specifically. Is to do something. That's also very useless. You won't succeed in anything. So I would say both of them are very important.
Okay, Prashasti, your today's topic is, what is one fear you would like to overcome?
Actually, I don't know many of my fears or something, but I have a very much fear of talking in public, which Chetna ma'am has been telling me to overcome by joining this YLP thing. But then I didn't join it. Maybe I might join it next year. That's why I came to watch this program. And it shows me how many people who were very shy and all is now speaking in public. And I would also want to overcome the fear of talking in public.
Thank you, Prashasti. You spoke really well. Now I'll call upon Ayush. Your today's topic is, what would you do if you got the powers of a Superman? All the best.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. My name is Ayush Vivek. So, if I was I ever got a chance to become Superman. As we know that Superman is fictional, he's not actually present in our everyday life. But the Superman in our life would be our teachers, our parents and our friends who are actually helping us. But in this situation where I would be fictional like Superman, I would, like in case of a storybook or movie, I would be very grateful to help other people fight alien ships and other things. But there would also be normal things like helping old people like senior citizens. I would also do things like helping people who are getting bullied. Many people are facing this, even I was facing this at first, but now since I have joined the school, I have actually lost that. Being a Superman would actually be very nice. I really wish I was actually Superman, not only for this topic, because if I was a Superman, I would be roaming around the whole world with my cape. I would be saving cats stuck in trees. I would be helping senior citizens. I would be helping my friends. I will be helping other people. And in the most fictional part or the fictional side, I will be defeating my enemies, as in conquering the world. Toastmasters.
Thank you everyone. Now we have our today's last table topic. Who is going to speak about it is Aditi. Aditi, your topic for today is, if you were invisible for one day, what would you do? All the best.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my topic is, if you would be invisible for one day. So that's a really great opportunity, although. If I would be invisible, I would first want to go to the staff room and know what teachers speak about me. And then I would also sit with my friends, because I'm invisible, they won't see me and what they speak about me. And then I would also scare people, like, I'm invisible. They will really get scared. They'll be like, oh my God, what a ghost. Okay. And then being invisible will be really powerful for me, because I can talk, see anyone, disturb anyone, even help them, though I won't do that. And then even irritate them a lot. Even my mom, I would irritate her a lot, because I want to know what she would do without me alone. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you all for who have spoken today. You all spoke really well.
The people who have spoke for table topic are Vineet, who got 1 minute 12 seconds, Shreyas, who got 53 seconds, Prashasti, who got 46 seconds, Ayush, who got 1 minute 41 seconds, Aditi, who got 55 seconds. Thank you. 2 people have qualified, Vineet with 1 minute 12 seconds and Ayush with 1 minute 41 seconds.
I request the General Evaluator, Shreyas Srinivas, to please be welcome to the stage.
Good afternoon, respected principal, Toastmasters, teachers, and my dear friends. I am Shreyas, and today I am the General Evaluator. So first, I would like to introduce to my tag team. You know why it's called tag? It consists of 3 people. T for timer, A for accounter, G for grammarian. So firstly, we'll have the evaluation. First, we have Sanjana, who will be evaluating Akshay.
Good afternoon, everyone here, and dear Toastmasters. I am Sanjana Sandra Kundar, and I'm going to be evaluating Akshay's speech, which is the icebreaker titled Never Judge a Book by Its Cover. Firstly, I would like to say his speech was very good. It was well composed, and he did maintain very good body language and eye contact with the crowd. He had a good sense of humor in his speech, which kept the crowd entertained at all times. And he was brave. I really like that he was brave enough to share the story, because most of us would not do that. And he kept the audience curious to know what would happen next, and he never left a break. And he said a line that said that, and that for me has made all the difference. I feel like this line is taken from one of our English textbooks, And I think it's a really good way of implementing our syllabus in extra activities. Although I would suggest that he could maybe memorize his lines even more better. If he did that, then it would be a really good speech, and it was very good. And also, I feel like coming to the school new, Akshay was in my class, and honestly, I did not know he could even speak. And being here, speaking on stage in front of everyone, has really made me think like, wow, he knows to speak. And that's a really good accent of English, which has really impressed me. So it made me like feel like, okay, now I know my classmate a little more better. And I think that this is a strength that he has that I never knew he had. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjana. I hope Akshay will use the evaluator's report to correct himself, because that's what we do at YLP. We are never perfect. Every day we have to keep improving. Next, we have Charvi, who will be evaluating Ahan.
Everyone present here. My name is Charvi, and today I'm going to be evaluating one of my fellow friends' speech titled My Incident from the Past. Yes, it is Ahan's speech. So, his title kept me very curious, especially me. When I heard the title, I was like, okay, it's a story I should listen to. The whole speech sounded very nice. There are some pros and cons of the speech which I would like to bring out. Starting with the pros. You were very interactive with the audience. They were all listening to you very closely. And you were very interactive that they kept running in their minds of what is going to tell next, what is he going to tell next. It was nice how you used the motivational speech, the motivational quote in the beginning that made the audience think, what is the speech really about? Is it about something motivational, or is it about something he really wants to tell to the whole crowd about himself? Your sense of humor really impacted your speech. And I think that's your strength, because knowing you personally, you're a very funny guy. I really appreciated the fact that he did not have the paper, and instead, he memorized it and told it very confidently. And I would like to acknowledge you guys with one fact. Ahan had actually lost his original copy of the speech. And he came to me very stressed, saying, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I do not remember the speech. I'm very tensed. But I think he confidently brought out his speech, and it was very well executed. He also kept moving around, dancing, and enjoying his time here, which kind of made me smile, thinking about how tensed he was a few seconds ago and how he was on stage. He also used very simple words and sentences that made the audience understand his story and lines better. I do have few suggestions that I suggest you take, which start off with using very long pauses. You could have reduced that, because we saw you enjoying, but then you were very tensed, which is very not needed. You could use very nice sentences, very humorous sentences to bridge those gaps I used. And also, it would be very nice if you would modulate your voice. Your speech was amazing, but your voice kind of bored me, because I'm a very fun person myself. But then your speech at start was very nice. And then when you kept getting nervous and had your voice low, I felt kind of bored. So you could model your voice better. I really enjoyed listening to your speech and evaluating it and helping you make your speech better. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Chave, for your evaluation. I hope Ahan will take Chave's advice positively. Next, we have Ruchika, who will be evaluating Shreyas Sandeep.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. My name is Ruchika, and today I will be evaluating a well-said speech by one of my friends, Shreyas, titled Achievements More Than Just Winning. On the spot, the title sounds very impressive, very well thought of. Shreyas began his speech with a beautiful quote. He also spoke about his invisible achievements, which are not seen by everyone. Very well said, Shreyas. Those are the ones which truly take your patience and your strength. He also spoke about being progressive, standing taller than the person you used to be. His language was very clear, very concise, very understandable. His speech was very motivative. I felt so motivative, I felt like I could achieve anything in this whole world. He spoke about his achievements, his top achievements, yeah. He ranked 17th in the state spelling bee competition and 74th in the nationals and ranked second in the table tennis for 3 years in a row. That's a huge accomplishment. My suggestion for you, Shreyas, would be to use your eye contact a lot. Notice the crowd a little more and to elaborate on your personal experiences. It would have been a very fun session. The speech would have been a 10 on 10. I would also like to tell you that he not only spoke about his own achievements, he also appreciated his parents, his teachers, and his friends who motivated him. The speech was well thought of, well written, and very well spoken. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rishika, for your evaluation. At last, but not least, we have Shrestha, who will be evaluating Nishchit.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. My name is Shrestha, and I'll be evaluating Nishchit's icebreaker speech. I felt he would use his hands when he was speaking, but he didn't. And he spoke about his parents, cousins, and siblings. I think he didn't maintain his eye contact with this crowd, and he could make his story a bit longer because I was honestly very interested in knowing what would be next. But he didn't make it much longer, and he was very nervous as I am, but I felt it is okay. He would move when he was speaking, but I didn't feel that. He was tying his hands back and he was seeing the book and he was saying. And he would improve much more. And Toastmaster.
Thank you, Shrestha, for your evaluation. Now I'd like to ask the timer for his report.
Shay took 1 minute 40 seconds. Charvi evaluating Ahan took 3 minutes 4 seconds. Ruchika evaluating Shreyas took 1 minute 43 seconds. Shrestha evaluating Nishchit took 1 minute 39 seconds. The only person who qualified was Charvi.
Now I'd request you all to vote for the best evaluator. Now let's hear it from the tag team. I would like to call the R counter Shrehari.
Hello, I am Srihari. Today's R counter. Akshay used 3 hours, Ahan used 4 hours, Shreyas Sandeep spoke 4 hours, Nishchit used 1 hour, Ayush and Ruchika 1 hour, Shrestha used some repeated words and 2 hours. Thank you.
Thank you, Srihari. Now let's call on the grammarian, Atharv.
In speaker, Shreyas Sandeep used one. In table topic, no one used. In evaluators, Sanjana used once and Charvi used once.
Thank you, Atharv. Now it's time for the general evaluator report. I would say that today's meeting went really smoothly. First, we had Ashi, who welcomed everyone. She told that YLP helped her conquer fear. She was very scared, I guess, to do public talking, and it improved her vocabulary. She handed the meeting to Vineet, who is the president of the day. He welcomed everyone, and he told that we observe National Productivity Day. And he told that as students, we should be punctual and attentive. We should be focused and we should be positive every day. We should not take negativity in our life. And whatever we get advice, we should take it very positively. He handed over the meeting to the TMOD, Dhruv. He introduced about his theme was badminton. He told that while speaking, we have to use good grammar, language, because it improves our speech. He introduced the timer, our counter, and grammarian. Atharv gave the word for the day. Today's word for the day was strength. And we had the prepared speeches. The first prepared speech was Akshay. He was very open about his body, about his weight issue. Many people are not very open about this. He was very confident in telling this. He had a thought, people may judge you by your appearance, but they can't define your worth. He had some pauses which he could have improved. He also talked about his teaching issue, how he overcame that. He also told that he is a very good cook. Whenever his parents came from, their court, he used to make food for them. And also, one of the most important thing he has told that necessary changes don't happen overnight. You should take small, determined steps. Many people think like success, it happens overnight. I do something, I get it, but it's not that. You have to do something for many years and it compounds, and that's when you get the result. The next icebreaker was Ahan. He was talking about his childhood where he had got a skull fracture. Few people get fractures, but very few get skull fractures. He told how he was suffering a lot and how he overcame. His moral was basically that if he could go through all of that and achieve something and stand up today and be alive, so can other people. Next icebreaker, we had Shreya Sandeep. His topic was achievements. Many people, talk about their achievements like winning something else, but no one talks about the invisible one the which you overcome in your life. He told that facing the subjects, he finds it hard, and he also told about many people helped him while achieving his achievements. And we should never let one bad thing ruin our day. One day probably went really well, and when we are trying to tell it to a friend, he's like, oh my God, my day was so bad, and your day becomes bad too. We should not let that happen, and we should be, positive every day. The next icebreaker was Nishchit. He was kind of nervous since he's young. He told about how, brothers fight. That's very common. But, the thing is, it does not last for long. They just fight and just become friends the next minute. He told that, many people, while having siblings, deal with this problem. They think that love is divided when parents have other sons, but it actually multiplies. And next, we had table topics. Vineet's table topic was, if animals could talk, what would they complain about? He told that how he throws stones at dogs and he would complain about that. He also told how dogs are very ill-treated. Like many people throw rocks at them, don't give them shelter. When people even kill them, he told that he would complain about all of that. Next, I did the table topic. I'd say I did little good. I did not qualify, but... Next, we had Prashasti. her topic was what is one fear you would overcome. She was very scared of public speaking. She does not like that. Her coordinator, it seems, advised her, but she did not listen to it. Next we had Ayush. His topic was what would you do if you got the powers of Superman. He announced that it's a fictional character, and he told that even though there's no Superman in real life, the teachers and parents are the actual Supermans because they help you throughout your life. And he would help senior citizens. They're very old, they need guidance while doing normal things. And also he would like to help cats stuck in trees. The last table topic was Aditi. Her topic was if you're invisible for one day, what would you do? She wanted to go to the staff room to see what teachers are talking about. She's very curious about that. And she would like to see what people talk about her behind her back. She was very curious what her friends think about her. Next was the evaluation. I would say every evaluator was very kind to the icebreaker, because whenever you want to correct someone, you have to, go to you should not be very rude. You should be very kind, and that's when they take the advice positively. First we had Sanjana. She was confident and she was kind. She noticed that Akshay was, he was very confident, and he used a phrase from our Beehive textbook. The next was Charvi. She was too confident. She told about how Ahan is very, interactive, moving here and there. And she also told about Ahan. He actually lost his copy, but still he gave a good speech. Next we had Ruchika. She was really impressed by Shreyas, what all things he has achieved. And it motivated her it made her feel like, even I can do something. Last we had Shrestha. She was very nervous. She told how Nishchit, he's still young. He couldn't do proper eye contact. He was not really that audible. He could have improved on that. Toastmaster.
Badminton is the fourth most popular sport in the world. It is the fastest sport in the world with a shuttle stop speed of 537 km per hour. That's faster than a Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. Badminton is not just a sport. It teaches us many life skills. The serve teaches us how to begin with confidence. Footwork teaches us how to stay alert and prepared. Practice helps us improve every day. And sportsmanship teaches us respect and discipline. These are the same skills we learn at YLP: confidence, communication, leadership, and teamwork. Now, I hand over the meeting to the president of the meeting.
Now we have reached the last stage of the meeting. We will be announcing the best speaker, best table topic speaker, and the best evaluator. To announce the best speaker, we have the master of the day, Dhruv.
The best table topic speaker for this meeting is Ayush.
The best evaluator was Charvi.
Now, the best speaker of this meeting is Akshay.
So as I call out, please come forward and collect your participant certificates. Ashish Shetty. Aditi S. Shetty. Ahan Darshan. Akshay Krishna M. Arnav C. Vikram. Atharva A.B. Ayush. Charvi. Dhruv. Nishchit. Ritvik P. Nair. Ruchika Vivek. Sanjana S.K. Shrestha Deepak Rai. Shri Hari. Shreyas Sandeep.
The trouble to get the children to stay back after school, coordinating with the warden, dragging students from the playground who would come along with their bat and ball and sit over here and finally win the contest as well. I'm really grateful to Madam Shakthi for so many more things I can tell about her. I have troubled her a bit. And finally, the biggest thanks to our principal ma'am. If not for her vision and her request on what more can we do when we came as English language trainers, and Smita ma'am mentioning that we have a program like this, and I grabbing the opportunity, this program would not have been there. So, great, sincere thanks to her. And a special mention to these three boys who have not missed a single session. And so if I had to make them speak today, of course it would impress everybody, but but I wanted them to be there because I know they can do it very well when they come here. I wanted them to take charge as leaders. They have done a great job. A big hand to them. One small mention to Nishchit. In spite of all the drawbacks, this child never said no. Because we had few children, the moment we made them stand there and speak, they didn't turn up the very next day. But this young boy has repeatedly come, taken all the advice and guidance and did this one. I really appreciate him. Thank you all. Have a good year ahead. All the best wishes for your exams. And wait for a few minutes. Ma'am has something nice for you all.
I think ma'am, will she talking? Okay. Okay, 1 minute, ma'am. I think I also would like to say our thanks to the entire team of Winners Toastmasters Club. Actually, we are very proud today to see how our children have become. Like from hesitant speakers, they have become confident presenters today. And all thanks to Vani ma'am. And every day, every week, diligently she's come, she sat with the children, shown all the patience, spoken to them so nicely. And I was playing the bad cop there, always, bringing the children, shouting at them, making them. But then, really very, very happy to see how they've transformed into confident speakers. And really, ma'am, I think we've learned, it's a big, positive point for us, for the school. You've given us very good leaders, and I think, really, they are our assets today. So next year, we'll be looking forward for you to join us and take this forward so that more children, actually, initially the children didn't know what you had to offer. So at the end, everybody wanted to join. So I think next year, more students are going to benefit from this. So thank you to the entire team. That is Vani ma'am, Shamina ma'am, Brian sir. I think Shivani is not with us today. And of course, Sunita for introducing them to us. Yes. So as a small token of, yes, ma'am. Over to our ma'am.
Yes, can I have your attention, please? Right, I'm so happy and overwhelmed to witness this particular session by my own students. I should say I'm nervous. There are evaluators here. How many hours and how many repetitions of words. One thing I realized is don't judge a book by its cover. So many silent students, the troublemakers, the naughty ones, came out to be such good speakers. And that was a lesson today, seriously. So a big thank you to Vani ma'am. I think it is her perseverance and patience with my students and passion for, for this venture that, you come, you train. I see that if there's a program, if this valedictory program has been done so beautifully, she's come so many days. She sat here, I don't know how many hours they were all there, many of them, all her supporters, and big thank you to Sunita ma'am also, because she was the one who got connected to us, and she has had her communicative classes, and then we were so much interested and passionate about this particular Toastmasters Club, taking up the YLP at Shakthi here, and looking forward to having such, programs in the next year also, coming years. I was asking her, will you do it next year also? So maybe Sunita ma'am will just connect again and have such things. Do you all want it again? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, very much. Because I can see the change, the confidence, the language change, what you all have learnt from these classes, isn't it? A big thank you to Vani ma'am and her team. Thank you so much. And of course, Chetana for coordinating with all of them. Okay? Yeah, and congratulations to all of